Working through the yachting industry, we've been involved with some very large and complex projects.
The yachting industry has been really good for us. It's provided a lot of work, but the challenges as well, the different designers with the different styles. That's a very important thing in the yachting industry, that people are producing unique things, bespoke things, one-off things. So we've got to be working around that all the time, and often very quickly, and designers are very diverse in what they request. So other times designers bring us things we never thought of, because I think they see, some designers at least see us as a company that can respond flexibly to you know, briefs that come from whoever knows where, you know.
When we first started, the yards and the fit-out contractors were understandably a little bit reticent because this group of artists were coming along, doing work, and we now feel that we've established ourselves working professionally. We have very good relationships with a lot of the companies, and so we wanted to underline that by contributing something to the awards.
Well, Boat International do an event, usually in February, called the Showboat Design Awards. And so we had a really good opportunity to work with them to produce a new award. So we're creating 2 new ones. We're developing them both at the same time. And that was successful. We got some really interesting ideas.
My name is Owen Ryan. My role with the SBDA award was to come up with a design and then, if it was selected, see that through to completion. The inspiration, seeing as it was for yacht design, was looking at how water reacts with the propeller, and came up with a kind of a propeller spinning and throwing the water behind it. Initially, I produced a clay model, so I spent a few days sculpting that, which has then been sent on to Ireland in order to be cast in glass.
I designed one of the trophies. It combines Hokusai's famous wave, iconic in the marine industry. So you're representing the liquid in the sea, which eventually evolves into a laurel. So it combines all those elements. And Vitaly's then making it.
My involvement was more for the carving, to present the form. You had to bring it to perfect condition, we'll say, just to show it in the best possible way.
The making of the originals is one thing, but casting them and bringing them to a stage of completion is another matter. The glass one's complex because it starts off in clay.
And then that's what's used to create the glass positive, which goes inside the kiln. It's fired at a very high temperature, and then it's left in there for a few days as it cools very, very gradually until it reaches the point where you can take it out.
After it's cooled thoroughly, then you have to cold work it and polish it. So you can play with this transparency and translucency.
This is the point at which we balanced up the 2 competing proposals. This was our first fully 3D glass sculpture, and we were confident it was going to look stunning, but what we really felt was that it needed a second casting, and for that there was very little time.
For another occasion, because it's still a really lovely piece. And so it was a tough decision, but then, so we go to the bronze. We used the silicon bronze, and that's heated to about 1,120 degrees C in the crucible. It takes a couple of guys to lift that carefully and pour it into the receptacle there. It's poured flat on the top, so on the reverse side, all that needs to be done is it's cleaned up and then it's patinated. As planned, came out beautifully. The Judges Commendation Prize is quite an important one, and when you hand it over to the winner, you know, their reaction is really important.
It's a very nice design. I like a lot the styling of this prize, and I think it's perfect for us.
It feels great, you know, so very happy with that.